Hello, nanny bots. This is SilentSigns from I Dream of Indie. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and check out our description box for some more fun links. Today we are taking a look at Encodya, a game that comes to us from developer Chaos Monger Studio and publisher Assemble Entertainment. I played this game on Steam. It will also be available on Good Old Games. At the time of this review, there was no price available. Encodya is a point-and-click adventure game where you are playing as a little girl named Tina who is all alone in the world, and she's only 9 years old, so that's pretty crazy. But she does have the companionship of her little nanny robot. I guess he's not so little, he's actually quite large. His name is SAM53. He is also 9 years old. Encodya, I hardly know ya. But anyway, these two set off on an adventure when she finds out that she actually had a father, not just a sperm donor. Apparently in Neo-Berlin in the year 2062, that's a pretty common thing. In addition to trying to survive and navigate the world as a 9-year-old all alone, she also has a mission from her late father, and she has to save the entire world. Kind of big shoes to fill for a little kid. In her quest to do so, she meets an assortment of crazy colorful characters and robots. Now, in this game, you can control both Tina and SAM53, so each character has their own unique abilities. You'll definitely want to utilize Tina when you're talking to a lot of the humans who seem to have some sort of prejudice against the robots, and you'll want to use SAM53 when you're talking to the robot citizens of this community, because some of them don't even speak a human language. There are two modes of difficulty. There is an easy mode and a hard mode. The easy mode does give you the option of hints, which can be very helpful. From there, navigating and exploring Encodya is pretty easy and self-explanatory. If you've ever played another point-and-click adventure game, you're basically just using your mouse to navigate the character around the screen. You can click in a particular direction to make them move that way. You can double-click to make them run. You can click on the arrows that appear to travel to a different location, and you can click on a character to interact with them. Once you click on a character, you are given a series of dialogue options. You can choose between those options. Sometimes you will need to exhaust all options in order to get to the information that you need to acquire. And if you are playing with hints, you can click on SAM53 in order to get a hint on what to do next. And of course, you have an inventory of items that you collect along the way. Some of these items will need to be combined in a specific way in order to be used. If you lose track of what you're doing, you can also click on the exclamation point icon on the top right-hand corner of the screen, which will give you a list of items that need to be completed. If you're anything like me and you enjoy pretty much clicking on anything and everything you see on screen, there are actually 10 secrets that you can find, some of which are really cool. Whether or not you will enjoy this game will really come down to whether or not you enjoy point-and-click style games in general. There's nothing gameplay-wise that stands out about this one other than the fact that you can control both characters, which I did think was a neat twist. I personally really enjoyed the story and the setting of this game. It's nice and dark, but there is that little bit of dark humor thrown in there, so it doesn't get too sad too fast. Why does Too Sad Too Fast sound like a Fast and the Furious sequel? Never mind. But speaking of pop culture references, there is a disclaimer at the beginning of this game that states that the names, locations, and people used are not meant to actually represent anyone in particular, but you will find that there are some fairly obvious references in here. I'm not going to point any out in specific, but you'll know them when you come across them. I do have to say that even playing this game on easy with hints available, some of the answers were rather nonsensical in my humble opinion. It took me a while of clicking around and trying to combine various items to finally progress and make it to the next area. Even with the ability to highlight interactive items, sometimes it was hard to find exactly what I was looking for, especially when there were multiple areas available to me. I had to go through some of them multiple times in order to finally hover over just the right little square of pixels. And in these particular instances, I would say, oh, phew, at least I can talk to SAM53 and ask for a hint. And then he would basically just tell me to do exactly what I was trying to do, but not how to do it. But now that I have explained my problem with pretty much every point-and-click adventure game ever, let's move on to what this one looked like, because it has a really unique art style to it. I actually thought the graphics were absolutely beautiful. I know this was a small team that worked on this game, and I find it very impressive that they were able to create such a detailed and expressive and expansive world. I know that the cyberpunk style is pretty popular right now, but I think that this is a fresh take on it. I think the fact that the focal point of this game is a little girl and her robot companion, it almost reminded me of something closer to, say, Big Hero 6. I also appreciated that even revisiting the same environments, there would be changes. You could shift from day to night, there would be rain, there would be different characters to interact with within the same areas. There was clearly some love and care put into everything from the signage to the graffiti on the walls to the reflections in the puddles. There's such a great deal of detail, and that really makes the experience for me. As far as the soundtrack goes, it's pretty ambient. There is some nice piano here and there, particularly in the menus and things like that. But for the most part, what you're going to be hearing is a lot of city sounds and ambient noises, the sound of the rain, the sound of people interacting in the distance. Encodya is fully voice acted, which does add a little bit of character to the people and robots that you come across. However, not all of it is as effective as I would like it to be. Some of the characters just needed a little bit more oomph put into their performances, I think, but it wasn't anything game-breaking, just something I noted as I was playing along. If you're not a fan of point-and-click adventure games, this game is not going to change your mind. However, if you do enjoy point-and-clicks, and if you're a fan of a cyberpunk style story, this one might be one to check out. Just keep in mind that you will not really have your hand held in this game. You're going to have to do a lot of clicking and exploring to find the right answers. But really, isn't that what point-and-click games are all about?
Howdy, pal. How are you?
Do we know each other? Am I your cousin?
No.
So leave me alone and keep that disgusting human away from me.
You truly are a nasty robot.
What?
I need robot oil.
Thank you so much for checking out our review of Encodya. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. You can also check out the description box for links to our Discord if you want to chat, our merchandise store, our memberships, and a bunch of affiliate links that we have if you'd like to support the channel further. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time.